I'm Lori Fleckhead of Saltar Solutions, and I'm here today on Focus Forward with Katharyne Shelton, who is best known for treasure hunting. And, I've been watching her for such a long time. As I'm doing my dishes at night, I put my computer right above my sink, and I watch as I do my dishes. And I'm watching this treasure hunting show, and pretty soon, dishes forgotten, water going down the sink, and I'm like this, watching, just totally mesmerized by this woman. So I was so lucky to contact her and have her on the show today. And I'm really, really thrilled to be able to welcome Katharyne Shelton to the show today. So Katharyne, you're really well known for treasure hunting. Everybody knows you for treasure hunting. Right now, you have a program that I took that I absolutely loved, which is the bundling masterclass for bundling on Amazon and the other social media sites that do sales. So tell us a little bit about you. First of all, your background, how did you get involved with treasure hunting, and then we'll talk about bundling.
Hi, Laurie. It's so nice to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being here. I'm thrilled to have you.
I'm so excited. I always drink too much coffee and then go on shows and just talk very fast. So I'm really excited to be here. It's you asked how did I get here, and I guess I started about 3 years ago with the treasure hunting. And it was kind of out of desperation. I found myself in kind of a very difficult situation. I was new in the US. I was newly divorced, and all these things happened, and I needed to pay the rent. I needed to make some money very quickly. And I remembered I ran into a friend or a new friend, and he said he was selling on Amazon, on eBay. And I remembered that I used to sell on eBay in the UK as a hobby. And I thought, this could help. Okay, what can I sell on eBay? And I started selling just anything I could find. I went to clothes stores and found handbags and boots and shoes. And I was literally like taking pictures of these products and selling them on eBay very quickly. But it was hard work. I was running out to like Nordstrom Rack in the middle of the night and trying to find these products and stay on top of eBay and trying to make a living doing that. And then I found Amazon, and that changed my life. When I started selling on Amazon and I realized they had this FBA service, the Fulfilled by Amazon service, and then I realized I could put all my products in a box, send them to Amazon, and get them selling there, and it became so much easier. And then I discovered bundling, and that kind of changed everything. I started thinking, well, what if I put this product with this product? Like, I don't know, it's Easter at the moment, so I was like, okay, there's bunnies, there's Easter bunnies. I can buy these for $1. What if I get these Easter bunnies for $1, and I put Easter eggs with them, or because I guess they're little bunnies. What if I get little chocolate bunnies and I put them with them? And I found very quickly that these products were selling fast on Amazon. And because I created bundles, not many people competed with me. So I kind of had control of the listing on Amazon and control of the price. And I could literally buy $2 products like this and put them together and sell it for like $15. And when you start doing that in volume, it's amazing. And that was really how I got started. So it was totally out of desperation to start, but I just kept growing it and scaling it and sending more and more product in. And when I found a couple of bundles were working, I got hooked on it. And then I started making like 40 or 50 bundles for each holiday. Things like Halloween, you can make like costume bundles. There we go. You can make like costume bundles for Halloween. You can make craft bundles. Like you can do all these things. And so it was February last year, I launched the Bundle Masterclass because I couldn't keep it to myself. I started making the videos about treasure hunting and say, okay guys, I go and find products to sell on eBay, on Amazon. And then as I got more and more into bundling and I started talking about it more, people said, can you put this together in a course? Can you actually explain it for us in detail? And I started talking about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to make a video just about bundles. And it'll be an hour or so. And that was my plan. And I went and sat outside and I started talking about bundles. And I realized just how much I could talk about it. And that was the bundle class. It ended up being, I think it's 4.5 hours of instructional videos. But it's everything. It's how to create listings on Amazon, how to get people to find your listings, how to find great target audiences. There were so many bits of it that I wanted to talk about, and that was what happened. So I ended up with this bundling masterclass, and it ended up not being about the videos. The videos. I mean, I'm biased, so I like the videos. But we built a community with it, and the community's just been amazing. The people who took the class joined a group on Facebook, and it's been amazing. They're so supportive of each other. People post their bundles and go, okay, I made this bundle, it's doing really well, and everyone celebrates. Or someone says, okay, I made this bundle, I haven't had as many sales as I want yet, what do I do? And then a few people will say, well, I would do this with your photos, I would do this with the title, I would do this with the description of the product, and they make those changes, and suddenly they come back and say, oh, I've sold 30 of that bundle today, and everyone celebrates, yay! So that's kind of where we're at with it. It's been an amazing ride. We're just coming up to the first anniversary of the bundle class, and we're getting towards 500 members, 500 students, and it's just been so much fun.
Well, I did the course, and I could not believe how much information was crammed into that short period of time. I mean, I learned so much from that class. My thing was, it became almost an addiction. Like, I just kept watching it. And I started kind of late at night, probably like 8 o'clock at night. Midnight, the computer's hitting me in the face. I'm like, all right, I gotta stop. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up on the computer, learning more, taking notes. And I can't tell you how many times I put this on pause and I run into the room that I have all my Amazon stuff, and I look, and all I see are bundles. It's all sitting there, you know, in their individual, okay, I have this in this box, and I have 30 of these, and I have 20 of these, and all I'm looking at are what I see are future bundles. So it really changes the way that you think. But I want to roll back a little bit, because you said you were treasure hunting, then you were doing eBay, and then you discovered Amazon and fulfillment by Amazon. How long after you started Amazon did you see results?
Oh, after I started Amazon, right away. So I was selling on eBay first, and I was mostly focusing on handbags, shoes, things like that. And one of the things I was selling was blankets, and they were selling fine on eBay. And then someone said to me, hey, look into Amazon. Like, Amazon is a good place to sell. And I realized these same blankets were selling at a higher price on Amazon. So I started shipping those in. And then I realized that I could sell a lot of little things. So I went to Big Lots, I think, and some of the discount stores. And I started finding very small, cheap products that I could send in that were worth a lot more to people who wanted the convenience of buying on Amazon. And that was how I got started with bundling. I was selling products from Big Lots. And I found there were party kits. People were putting together party kits, and they had how to train your dragon napkins and paper plates and cups. And I guess they were getting discontinued. So they were selling okay on their own. I was selling the napkins for a few dollars, but I was only making a couple of dollars on each thing, on the napkins or on the cups. And then I saw someone had created this party pack or a party bundle. And they put the napkins, the cups, the tablecloth, all these things together. And it started selling at, I don't know, $25 for 3 or 4 items. and I was just like, wow, this is where you can really start making significant profit. So that was kind of where I went with it. So I was making money right from the start because I had to. I had to pay the rent, I had to pay for my car, and I was really kind of on my own in kind of a tough situation with 3 children. And so that was, I didn't really have any choice. I had to make a living doing that. So it was all the way just scaling up. But I mean, Amazon was amazing. In my first year, I did 6 figures in sales. And I had no capital starting out, like pretty much no capital. My grandmother had been living with me, and I think she gave me like $1,000 as a gift. And then she had to move back to the UK. And that I pretty much turned into 100,000 in sales in the first year. So it's been an amazing ride, but it was a little stressful at the beginning, but it's turned into something so exciting and so fun, and something that I've been really lucky to be able to share with people.
So Katharyne, I talk to people that I talk to people who sell millions, multi-millions on Amazon, and those are very exciting conversations, as you can imagine. But I also talk to a significant amount of people that have been on Amazon for a long period of time and haven't sold their first thing. So do you come across people like this, or is it just me?
No, all the time. And, you know, I think it's very relative to different people. There are a lot of $1 million sellers on Amazon, but also I find a lot of people that join the groups when they're starting out, especially people who are in a similar situation to how I was, where I really didn't have any capital, I didn't have much support, I had children to take care of. You need to start somewhere. And for me, this was a great place to start and start scaling up. And really, I just wanted to be able to pay the rent. I just wanted to be able to get by and make some money. And it's great because with bundles especially, I mean, I can make a bundle for $2. In fact, I can make a bundle for less than $2. I mean, some things like this, I picked up these for like less than 50 cents because these were Christmas products, and you buy them in the clearance, and they were from the dollar store, from the 99-cent store, but you can pick them up in clearance for 75% off, 90% off, and then sell them as a Valentine's decoration. Like I think I've got here, you've got like Valentine's tinsel. Like you can start putting all these things together and make an amazing Valentine's kit out of previous Christmas decorations. And so it's fun because you start this with no capital. You can literally create a bundle for less than $2, sell it for $15. And if you do 50 of these, then you start having the capital to scale up, and you can start looking at sourcing wholesale, talking to suppliers that are local to you, and finding like ways to really scale up your business and get bigger.
So did you make mistakes in the beginning, or was it smooth sailing right from the beginning?
Did I make mistakes? That's a really interesting question. I think it's difficult to make huge mistakes doing this because you start small. So I always tell people test products. Like if you create a bundle, send it 5 of that bundle. That way you're not making this huge big investment, and then scale your way up. Like the people I see who run into trouble are like, okay, I suddenly imported from China and I got 500 units, and then someone else came on board and there was so much competition. I recommend start small, test your product, and then just keep expanding. And when you find a product that works, like if you find a How to Train Your Dragon party pack works, then awesome, make a Thomas the Train party pack with the same formula, the table covers and the napkins and the plates, and just keep growing. When you find something that works for Halloween, see if you can do it for Christmas. So if you have a pumpkin bowl and like eyeball candy at Halloween, then maybe you can make a Santa bowl with candy canes for Christmas. and target a similar audience and sort of use the formula again, but grow it. And I think that's kind of the key. Start small, test out what you're doing, and then the sky's the limit. You can really grow this to very big proportions. That's why we started working with trade shows and looking into wholesalers, because when you start working with wholesalers, then you can really scale up. But the key is to find things that work, find a formula that works for you. And I think it's a very creative pursuit. It's a very creative thing to do, to make bundles. And I love helping people unlock that creativity and find what works for them. And then once they've got it working, make it big, scale up, and you can make a really good living and not killing yourself working. Like when I was selling on eBay, I was killing myself. I was driving around the stores all day long, all evening, and it was a really big, arduous thing. Once I started sending it into FBA, it really freed up my time and became a more scalable thing.
That's awesome. So last night I just had a conversation with somebody that saw a show that I did with Will Chernlin about making money on Amazon, and Will's got it down pat, let me tell you. He only works a few hours a day and makes millions. He's doing a great job. And this woman contacted me and she said, I bought all of these products, the same product. She said, I bought 100 or 150 or 200, I don't remember exactly the number, but it was a large number of products. And she said, and I haven't sold one. And I was like, wow. And she goes, and I hired a coach, somebody to help me do it, and I haven't sold any. And I thought to myself, that's a pretty amazing thing, because I don't think I would go and invest in 100 of something, never having sold on Amazon. I would have tested it more. But it's very interesting because she said, and here's my next product. And the next product she sent me a picture of, and I said to myself, I can't imagine anybody buying that. She's like, I'm importing them from China and I'm doing this, and I'm like, she's making the same mistake over. So I hear this mistake. So I agree with what you said. That's what I did. The first products I sent to Amazon didn't sell so well, but the next products I sent did. And I've had some adjustment to do, but it almost happened right away for me. It almost happened that I was successful on Amazon right away because I just kept tweaking and making it work and talking to people and seeing what's worked for them. Are there numbers in a bundle that work better than others? So for instance, do you put 8 items in a bundle? Do 3 items work better in a bundle? What do you think works better in a bundle?
That's such a great question. There's no rule to a bundle. I've found for me, 2 or 3 items works really, really well. What you want to avoid, there's a couple of things you want to avoid. I do see people doing the, okay, it's back to school time. Let's put in pencils and pens and a pencil case and a backpack and a lunchbox, and it ends up being this crazy big thing that is very, very difficult to sell when you have a huge, big bundle. I like keeping it small because I think if you choose items that seem to have a really good value, that are nice items, and you put 2 or 3 items together, you can actually make a really good margin with that. The key is selling it in volume. So if you make a $2 bundle, like for example, I don't know, I picked up like these cool lip balms for, I think they were like $1.50. And if you put, say, 2 flavors of these lip balms together, these are cookie ones, and I've got some candy ones. You could probably sell those for about $15. They look nice, they're in nice packaging. They were originally about $5. I bought them for a lot less than that. And I think you can do something really nice with these things. I mean, the mask, if you put this together, I don't know what you could put it with, maybe a cool crown or some kind of cool thing that goes with that, or a tail or wings or something like that. I think you can keep it simple. I don't think you have to go super complicated with this. And I think people often make their bundles very expensive. They buy expensive items and put them together, and then they don't really have anywhere to go with it. You need to start with sort of items that are low cost but have a high perceived value. So they look a lot nicer than they are. And that's kind of a rule of thumb for me. If I see a product and I go, wow, if I saw this in a high-end boutique, I would pay a lot more for that. That's a way I look at pricing things. So, for example, I found some Valentine's cards, and they looked so nice. They were selling for $1, and they looked so nice. I was like, if I saw these in a nice shop, a nice gift shop, I would probably pay $10, $13 for these cards. And that's where I try and look for things. So I start small. I look for things that are low cost, and just put 2 or 3 of those things together. And part of the key is finding a really good connection between those products, finding things that are really complementary to each other, and sort of the products make each other look good. So the candy looks really nice in the candy jar I choose. And that's the key. It's just really finding 2, 3 products that look great together. You can go bigger with your bundles, and some people are really successful with big bundles. But for me, I find it harder to get the margin when you start putting so many items in. And also, I think you have to kind of be careful that if you put too many items in, it kind of devalues or cheapens the bundle. So you want to keep it looking classy and looking high value if you can.
I think that's great advice. The other thing is people might be reluctant to buy, for instance, the back-to-school backpack with all the things in it because, well, we already have pens and we already have pencils. So they'll go to someone else's bundle that is maybe scaled back. I mean, I don't, yeah. So, you know, I think you need to be careful with that. The other thing is, another issue that I've noticed is, I think people invest in high-priced items, but they can only buy 3 or 4 of those items, and then they have that money tied up, and then they can't reinvest. So I think with Amazon, a lot of the name of the game is turning the money over quickly.
Yeah, and experiment. I mean, if you work with low-cost bundles to start, then you can really experiment with those and find out what works for you. And if you find one that works, then 100 of that is going to be make you some really significant money. So it's good to try things out and experiment and really figure out what works for you and which bundles sell best for you. And also try and keep it sort of easy for yourself. I mean, like one year I started making Easter baskets, and it was so hard to make Easter baskets. I was up all night trying to get the cello wrap right and do all these things. And I found you could just make Easter basket stuffers. So you just get the bunny and the Easter grass and the candy, and someone can make the basket themselves. And I found those sold just as well. In fact, I think I did Hello Kitty. So there was like a Hello Kitty with the little bunny ears, and I made a Hello Kitty basket stuffer, and that sold just as well as actually trying to make all the basket myself and put all the pieces together. So this can be much easier than people think. I think people get very caught up in, oh, I've got to make it a beautiful basket. You can go very simple with this, just simple like Hello Kitty candy and a bunny and some Easter grass or pink Easter grass, and that's a really nice bundle for Easter.
Well, that's great advice. I think that's awesome. Quick question. What has been your most successful bundle?
Ooh, that's a secret. I don't know if I. That's wow. That's you know, Halloween has been my best time for bundles, and it's funny because people think Christmas is probably the best selling time, and I love Christmas. Christmas always does well, but you can sell anything at Christmas. Christmas is too easy. For me, I love Halloween because I don't think you have as much competition. There's not as many sellers doing Halloween products. But really simple Halloween candy bundles have done really, really well for me. And Halloween decor as well. I've had Halloween bundles that I bought for $2 and been selling for like $19 over and over and over again. And Halloween has been my really fun time.
That's great. Thank you for answering that. I know I'm holding your feet to the flames here. Quick question. I know that you have an event coming up that you are doing workshops at. Can you tell us about the event?
Sure. So we work with ASD, and ASD are one of the biggest trade shows. That's my partner Isaac and I. We have Blue Sky Suite. We started working on all sorts of things to help sellers. We started making software to help people choose the keywords for their bundles, and we've been growing this whole new concept based from the bundles. We learned so much doing the bundle masterclass on how to market products that we've kind of grown this. And we started working with ASD. They asked us if we would teach classes for them. And we're teaching classes on product brainstorming, so bundles, creating your own products, and branding yourself. And we're doing 3 classes at ASD in February. So that's in Las Vegas on the 28th of February, and we'll be there for the whole conference. We're teaching 3 classes there, and it's going to be a lot of fun on branding your products, building your brand online, and creating new products.
Well, that's great. I wish I could be there. I have an event, an Amazon event, starting right after that, March 4th through the 6th here in St. Paul, and then the following weekend in Seattle, the 11th through the 13th. So I'm really jammed in that time, but I would have loved to have been there. So now before we go, can you just give us maybe 3 tips that people who are starting on Amazon or considering starting on Amazon can use to create bundles?
3 tips they can use to create bundles. The first thing, have an amazing target audience in mind. Think about real people. Think about people you know, your friends, characters in TV shows, anything you can think of. What would that person love? And I think it's really easy to get caught up in hearts and flowers for Valentine's Day, but most people don't want hearts and flowers. Most people want something that means something to them. So whether they love ballet or tattoos or horses, come up with something specifically for those people. And you'll find there are a lot of ballet lovers, horse lovers, tattoo lovers, and you can create a gift that they feel they must have or they must buy for their partner. So target audience is one. Have awesome pictures. I think that's a really big thing. Have great pictures for your bundle that really catch people's eye. And be able to use good keywords so people can find you. Like use any keywords that are relevant to your product. So I don't know, if you see a blue and white dress, don't just think it's a blue and white dress. Think it's like a nautical dress. Put anchors, pirates, pin-up girls, like all of these words. Look at that dress and think of all the things it's relevant to. So target audience, great pictures, and keywords are the key parts of a bundle.
Okay, great. And that was great advice. So tell us just a little bit about what people can learn from your bundling masterclass.
Okay, so from the bundle masterclass, we do a lot of things. So there's the videos you watched, which is the whole guide through how to make a bundle, just the whole process behind it, how to source for great products, and how to put them together, through to how to create the listing on Amazon, how to come up with keywords that will make people want to buy your product, how to take the pictures, how to edit the pictures, because I know a lot of people get stuck with pictures, but it's actually pretty easy. You can take the pictures with your smartphone and edit them in a very straightforward way. And then right through to packaging the bundles and sending them to Amazon. And there's 2 other things that are part of the bundle masterclass. You get our Facebook group, which is just an amazing group of people. They're so helpful and so kind and supportive. So there's a Facebook group. And also we do a live show for each holiday, which is like each major seasonal holiday. And that's so exciting. We just hold up products and wave them around and go, okay, what can we put with these Easter bunnies? What would make a great bundle? And I think we've done 6 or 7 of those. We're about to do an Easter show. So we do all these live shows, and they're all saved in the course. So people can go back for each holiday and say, okay, what would be good to do for Easter? What would be good to do for Valentine's Day, for Halloween? So it's a big course. There's a lot in it.
Well, that's great. Thanks so much. I really would love you to come back and tell us about the next course that you have coming up at another, a later date. I know that course is still in the working and you're still creating it, but I want you to come back and talk about it. Thank you so much, Katharyne, for being here today.
Thank you, Laurie.
I'm Laurie Flaquet of Soltar Solutions, and another episode of Focus Forward. If you're not on Amazon, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Now is the best time to get on Amazon. It's the best time if you didn't already get on Amazon before. Now is the best time. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.